Derek Joseph Lullaby, the prominent storyteller, passed away last evening from unknown heart complications. He is survived by his 2 children, brother, nephews, nieces, and wife of 19 years. In his 20s and early 30s, Derek lived his life one dream at a time, benefiting from a right now mindset, choosing today without a care for tomorrow. At the age of 20, choosing to leave his beloved Minnesota and their heartbreaking professional sports teams to the northeast corner of Indiana to pursue his collegiate dream of winning a national championship in Fort Wayne, Indiana. After becoming sober at the age of 34, Derek pursued a life filled with passion, occupying his time pursuing projects that challenged him, made him uncomfortable, and although he was known to say yes all too often, was plagued by the paralyzing anxiety that accompanied his fear of missing out. Seeking moments of temporary happiness in his sneaker collection and his love for music and movies, Derek's life after drinking became much more intense, and for that reason, was often misunderstood. To his closest friends, Derek was always perceived the way he would have wanted, as a comedian, without fear in the world of saying the wrong thing. But like most comedians, Derek struggled with anger from the unmet expectations he set for himself. Derek, however, sought contentment in the wisdom from a good book or the sounds from his hundreds of curated playlists of scores that he was so often listening to with his earbuds in all day as he strolled throughout life as if it was one continuous anthology that never seemed to have an ending. Never really holding down a job for more than 3 years, Derek bought new cars nearly as frequently as he changed his career. His justification was simple and steadfast, as he would pivot from one thing to the next, always tying his personal and professional growth back to his self-confidence. When asked what his mission in life was, Derek would have likely quoted a pastor who had a profound impact on his life, saying, "Live a life that demands an explanation," as he would elegantly make subtle attempts to sneak his faith into any conversation. Or he might quote a movie, saying that the core of man's spirit is his life's experiences, as he reminisced on grand adventures he took with his friends and his family. Hurt people, and as someone who self-diagnosed himself as being hurt, Derek found solitude in shifting his paradigm of feeling hurt to helping others. Whether it was through storytelling or a recovery program, Derek only had one speed, which he would attribute to his lifelong hero, Gramps. And that speed was all in. Doing things halfway was never Derek's forte. Ultimately, that is probably what set him back. His inability to let good be good enough, striving for perfection while preaching imperfection. As the years passed, and he developed more meaningful and intimate relationships with his 2 kids, whom he adored, Derek longed for fatherly advice, as he missed his own father, who was killed when he was only 8 years old. It was that one event that no matter what Derek did, he could not remove as the single most defining event of his entire life. Derek often referred to himself as a father with little to no experience. He made excuses for letting the kids stay up late or buying them things randomly for no reason because his father wasn't around. He always wanted his kids to know how proud he was of them, writing them notes of encouragement or making over-the-top attempts to take part in their lives. It was Derek's 2 kids that brought him the most joy. In the end, it wasn't his experiences as a father, his heartbreak as a son, the success of his career, or his faith in God that truly defined Derek. No, it was something much more significant than that. It was a girl. Amy was the woman who brought out the best version of himself, the one who helped him rediscover his faith, encouraged him to be a better father, and supported him through all of his life's decisions. The one woman who could level him with her eyes, who could make him smile in the darkest hours and laugh about his most embarrassing moments. No amount of wealth accumulated, experiences, or success could surmount the significance Derek put on his marriage to his bride of nearly 2 decades. According to Derek, his purpose in life wasn't to be anything other than her husband. Derek was once asked what kind of life he would prefer. A life filled with all the success and wealth in the world, or a life filled with love and significance, to which he answered, "My only prayer is that my wife and 2 kids know how much faith I have in our God." Derek was 44 years old.
Hey, show us your moves.
Can I see it?
Happy birthday to you.
Blow it out.
Blow it out,
Don't
buddy.
get too close.
Good job. What kind of cake is that, bud? Look at Daddy and tell me what kind of cake that is.
Tell them what kind it is.